Good afternoon. Happy Monday. It's Smarty Jules, your 10-minute professor, bringing you 30 jewels in 30 days. And we're on jewel number 22. We're in the final stretch of building our house. We're bringing up the frame. And as we continue to do that with 8 more jewels after today, I want you to just begin thinking about something. The word for today is commit. Commit. And I put it on my video earlier today. I showed you my wall of where I have put all of my sticky notes that I've taught on for the past 21 days. And that was my visual example of what commitment looks like. I told you that I used to be a teacher. And old school teachers, they wouldn't just let you give them an answer. You had to show your work. And many times now we've gotten to a place where we've gotten away from of showing our work, because sometimes we don't want to really do the work, especially if it requires heavy lifting. We want to be able to just give an answer or show up with the polished, finished, beautiful picture and product, but we don't want to show what went into to getting that job done. If you watched my jewel yesterday, I told you a story about 64 crayon box that I wanted when I was a kid and I didn't get it, and I wanted it because of this color, and you'll see it here. It was magenta. It was a new color that came out, and it's a mixture of purple and pink. And purple is one of my favorite colors to this day. And it started me to think like, I wonder, did that drive my desire to love purple? Now, this is a very innocent example that's not very harmful. But it started me to thinking like, I wonder, like many of us, we hold on to things. The word commit means that we pledge or bind ourselves. Sometimes we bind ourselves to a course, to a person, to an act, to a belief system. And we don't even realize sometimes that could be a good thing, and sometimes it can be a bad thing, because sometimes we can commit ourselves to things that are really, really good for us. But then sometimes we can bind and commit ourselves to ways of thinking and behaviors that's not good for us, and we don't even realize how deeply embedded it is. So for example, what if, I'm not saying that it is, my love for purple, Eddie always buys me purple roses because that's my favorite rose. The fact that I found this box around my house, and I don't even remember when I bought it or what reason I bought it. Maybe I just wanted to have it around just because it was something I always wanted. And it started me to thinking like, wow, how many times, because typically when we don't get something, we spend the rest of our lives looking for it. Or we spend the rest of our lives looking for a variation of it. How many of the things that we have committed ourselves to could be driven based on something that may not be what it is that we really need? Now, of course, being driven and wanting to have some box of crayons around you based on something that you didn't get as a kid, okay, that's not very harmful. But what if we're holding on to beliefs and feelings and resentments towards people, places, and things that were planted in our minds that we heard conversations about, and we're holding on to it, committed, and we don't even realize why? So the point of this video today is that I know that right now, commitment is what brought me here today. Because when you're committed to something, you don't just show up for it even just when you feel like doing it. You show up because you believe in having integrity with your word, and you're committed to the journey of what it is that you're doing. And that feeling, that emotional feeling of whether you feel like doing it or not may come and go depending on what's happening around you. But at the end of the day, if you commit to something, you commit to change, or you commit to being a part of a solution, then you'll show up for it. And so what I wanted to challenge you with today, and just to think, to just challenge your thinking on what are some things that may be lying around inside of your heart, inside of your mind, that you may be hanging on to, that may be making you afraid to take a different course, or maybe to stand up for something that you know is right, because you have reminders that you don't even realize that's there, hanging around your heart or hanging around your house. This example right here is a harmless enough example. But what if there are other things that you may have that are more that are harmful? So commit. Let's examine the things that we have committed ourselves to. And what is it that we're willing to learn, unlearn, in order to be able to really make a difference in our lives, and not just only our lives, but in the lives of other people. Because if we're going to see any change in the world, we know that it's going to start with who? Me. And it's going to start with you. I'm Smarty Jules, your 10-minute professor, bringing you 30 jewels in 30 days. We're on jewel number 22 today. We're in the final stretch, and I hope that you have been tuning in, and I hope that you have been getting something beneficial from these many sessions that I have been bringing. Have a great day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.